Make a date with Reverend Dr. Ebenezer Markwei at 6 a.m. from Monday to Saturday on Graphic Online, via Facebook and YouTube, as he expounds on matters of faith.
Still on the Christmas roll, I like to capture my thoughts with the words, responsibility resorts. Responsibility resorts, like a resort, like a hotel, a nice place. At this time, the resort is called responsibility. And I'm still in Luke chapter 1, the story of Zacharias and Elizabeth. Listen, here is Zacharias, old, without being fruitful, old and unfulfilled in terms of having a child. Old, unfulfilled, he's a priest. And the Bible says it is his responsibility to go to the temple at a particular hour to lead prayer meeting and to lead the people of God in prayer. And with all the two things that are bothering me at this time. Number one, he's an old man. So he can walk into the valley of excuse and say that, listen, I'm old, I'm tired, I can't really do anything. Number two, he can also walk in disappointment and express his disappointment in a very legal way and says, I'm old, I'm tired, I can't do it. I'm tired, he's really saying I'm tired, but what he's trying to say is, I'm tired because the things that I wanted from God had not been answered. I've prayed for other people and I've seen them with a smile on their face. I've prayed for other people and I've seen them do things and go away excited and happy. But I'm still walking in my pain. I'm still walking in my childlessness. I'm still walking in a place where I don't have. And I'm holding other people's children and blessing them, and I don't have. And that was what Zacharias might have said. But he said, you know what? I made a promise I was going to serve God, number one. I was going to serve God with my time, my talent, and my treasures, number two. I'm going to do what I need to do. And it is not, I'm not doing it out of a sense of duty. Yes, I'm doing it out of a sense of duty, but I'm also doing it out of a sense of desire. I was born into it. My heart is in it. And I must go and pray. It is my time to go and pray. I am not going to shirk my responsibility or run away in discouragement or run away in despondency or hide in despondency. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go to the temple like I do at other times and do what I need to do. And that was Zacharias. You know what? Sometimes our sense of responsibility is clouded by our issues and our circumstances and the events in our lives. And we allow those issues to cloud out our sense of judgment. There's something you must do. There's something you have to do. But because of discouragement, disappointment, or distraction, because of these 3 Ds, then you don't want to do it anymore. I'm disappointed. If I were Zacharias, I'll be disappointed with God. And there are many times people have come to me, I'm a pastor, and people have come to me and say, I'm disappointed at God. I'm disappointed that God didn't give me the results I wanted. I'm disappointed that God didn't give me the job I wanted. I'm disappointed because God didn't give me the man I wanted. I'm disappointed because God didn't give me what I wanted. And that's how people. And then it goes on, I'm discouraged. I'm discouraged about doing anything. What else? How much more prayer should we offer? Should I continue lifting up prayer when nothing has come forward? Listen, we are old. We are past that stage. Now what do? We just hung up our harps in despair, and we're not going to do what we're going to do anymore, what we have to do anymore. And then I'm distracted because maybe there's another alternative anywhere. Maybe there's another fetish, there's another place where I can go and worship. There's another house of God I can go and maybe sit down there where nobody knows my history and nobody knows where I'm coming from, and sit down there quietly and just worship God the best way I can and give God a half-hearted service. But Zacharias said, listen, I need to go and do this, so I'm going. Zacharias said, I'm going to rise up above all these challenges that are happening around me. I'm living with a wife who hasn't got, and she'll be in pain, and she'll be in bitterness, and she'll be despondent. And I'm going to walk to her every day. But I'm still going to go to the house of God and do what I need to do and fulfill my responsibility. Hey, I am doing this not because of rewards, but I'm doing it because of a relationship I have. I belong to the priestly family. It is a relationship I have with God. I'm going to do it And I'm not looking at rewards, whether I have or not, I'm still going to do it. That was Zacharias. That was what he was saying. So I'm going to be present. I'm going to present at fellowship meeting. I'm going to present at church services. I'm going to do everything. I'm going to engage my faculties. I'm going to engage my strength. I'm going to engage my talent. I'm going to engage my treasures in the house of God. I'm glad when they said to me, let's go to the house of God. That's what Zacharias was saying. There's no place I'm going to trade. There's no disappointment I'm going to trade. There's no discouragement I'm going to trade. There's no despondency I'm going to trade for the house of God. I would like to be in the house of God, even though I don't see things right. Nothing is going to happen to change my mind. Nothing is going to happen to change my responsibility. I love to serve God. I am going to do it. And this is where desire rises up above duty. I will do it. I desire to do it. And that's Zacharias. Each and every one of us will come to a particular valley of discouragement where something we're expecting from God or something we thought was a promise of God never happened. And then we're going to make choices. And I know people who are languishing in the valley of despair and despondency and discouragement, and they don't want to do anything. Oh yeah, I mean, in my early days, I'd come to that place where I nearly threw up my hands and I said, what's the use? Of what use is it? And the Bible, look at what the Bible says, do not be weary of well-doing. That means there's going to be times where you're going to get tired because some of the things that you're expecting from God and from men never happened. But Zacharias said, you know, I'm going to stay in the resort called responsibility. I'm going to stay there. I'm going to live in hotel responsibility. I'm going to stay there. It is my job. I'll do it. Whether the rewards are coming or not, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it because I have a relationship with God, number one. Number two, I have a desire to do it. You have to reach a place where your desire overrides the pain you feel, where your desire overrides the discouragement you see, either from perceived from God or from men. You have to come to a place where you rise up above it. It doesn't matter. Oh my goodness. You know, there are times when you want to say, it's okay. What's all this? I don't want to know anymore. Let me just find somewhere quiet. Jeremiah said, oh, that I had a place for wayfaring men, that I might hide day and night. I might just hide myself over there. Jeremiah said, I sat alone. Yes, there are going to be places like that. There are going to be times like that, where you're in the midst of a crowd, but you're alone. Zacharias was in the midst of a crowd, but he was alone. He was alone with his pain. He was alone with the things that had not happened. He was alone with it. And yet he was in a crowd. Jeremiah asked for me, I like a place. I don't even want to sit amongst people. He said, get me a hotel in the desert. Get me in the hotel in no man's land. Get me that place. I want to stay there. Oh yeah. There are times, you know, but you don't have to lose your hope or your trust in God. Not just your hope and trust in God, your delight and your desire to serve God. It should never hinder. Nothing in this world should do it. Do you think that everything that God came to do for us was comfortable? Imagine the cross. What was comfortable about it? Imagine his back being scourged with whips. What is nice about it? Imagine his side being pierced. What was nice about it? But hey, that's what he needs to do. Do not run away from your responsibility. Do not run away from service to God because of events or circumstances or things that people do. Don't do that. Keep serving God, because in the final analysis, I'm telling you, you see what the Bible says? Do not be weary of well-doing, for in due season, you know, sometimes there are pathways you have to walk, and sometimes there are places you have to be. You know, they are not pleasant places, but I'll walk there, and I'm going to serve God with a smile. It may be difficult. There may be tears trickling down your face because of what people might have done or what people might have said, or circumstances beyond your control. There might be tears trickling down your face. But you know one thing? It is for God. It is not for people. I choose to serve God because I love Him. I choose to serve God because the desire. I choose to serve God because what else can I do? The Bible calls it your reasonable service. Yes, that means you'll be unreasonable. You'll be a lunatic not to do it. You'll be a mad person not to do it. It is reasonable to serve God. And that was what Zacharias said. And guess what? Just around the corner. You serve God for many, many moons. And when just around the corner, there's a miracle and a breakthrough waiting for you. And then you throw up your towel, and throw in the towel, hang up your harp, and go on retirement. No, never do that. There is something beautiful and powerful ahead of you. Hey, Responsibility Resorts, stay there. God will bless you. See you later.
Please visit our website, graphic.com.gh, or follow us on Facebook at Daily Graphic and on YouTube and Twitter at GraphicGH.
Subscribe now.